told him that up at Burbank. I never told him. For years and years, I never told him.
Hey, it's good flying out there.
Hey, thank you.
Let's do better there.
Thank you. There's always next year.
Yeah. It was tight. That last round, me and Bob and Kenny Stevens were all watching and we're like, they're all flying good. It's a toss-up.
Yeah,
Everybody's
yeah.
really good.
Well, that's what the fly-off, I guess, is for.
Yeah, no, it looks good out there, though.
Pick 'em. Hey, we had a good year. I have no complaints. Great trip to Texas. Rodax was awesome.
Yeah.
This was a great week. My wife's even enjoying it.
He's going to get you out to Arizona one year.
Well, when she retires,
Yeah.
our family's in Phoenix, so how hard can that be?
Oh, there you go.
You know,
That's
it's just work related. You can't take both of us at the same time.
Yeah.
And I don't like to go on vacation without her.
Right. All right.
I was sad to see Ricky get chopped up. Man, that was a bummer.
How is he? Have you heard?
Yeah, he just left. 6 broken bones and missing half. They sewed the fingertip back on.
Yeah.
Messy. He didn't want to go to the doctor, you know. Let's get real here.
Yeah, you got to go. Especially when the EMS is it's right there. You know,
Yeah.
that EMS building is right
Yes.
there.
Yes. All right, have a safe trip back if you're
Yeah, well, I got to wait for John. They got John Judge and everything. They had him judge the top 5, now they got him judge walking
They're milking them, huh?
I told him if he's done with counties, they're going to ask him to judge R.C. Pylon when we get
Yeah,
there.
yeah, maybe. Maybe. It
So
could
after they eat lunch and Bill Hayworth was sitting there, I'm like, hey, maybe you can get him to judge VSC, Bill.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
Yeah. Could happen.
no. Yeah. These guys are flying pretty good. That Ryan Young. Ryan Young was flying that Buccaneer pretty good.
Yeah. Flying great. Well, Bill took off a month off of work to coach us. That's pretty cool.
Pretty great.
You own your own business. These are the choices you have, you know?
When you're independently, Bill Rutherford wealthy.
Well, Bill's the wealthiest man in Texas, as far as he's concerned. Having a grandson like that makes me feel wealthy.
All right. We'll see you.
All right, have a safe trip. Say hello to Dougie. Okay, Paul.
Leaving the circle.
Be flight 2. Round 2, flight 1 is Ryan Young. But we call him Ryan Rutherford because he's really Bill's grandson.
Nothing Spanish. It's all, we have an all English TV set. Yeah.
Surprised, Grandpa. I hadn't thought of it. Yep. That's Bill Rutherford. It's his grandson. He told me he took a month off. He only went back a month.
They have no intention. First off, I'm getting
You know, a lot of them are. Maybe they're not No, I was Walker, Dan Rutherford, always good. No? You're probably the only one.
Yeah, Bob and I are both.
You actually work for a living.
Oh, now wait a minute. This is where it's hard to know what's the ball.
Well, my former wife, I worked for the government. Okay. So you worked for a bit, and now you're retired, and then I ended up working for my wife, and I just didn't really like that job. I got back in on my master's degree, and I started teaching high school. You started on
All right, Ryan! Woo!
Sometimes I remember when I was out It's a great. It's a no-brainer. I lived in New Jersey. Okay. I quit flying when I went off to college. When I turned 60, the wife judged the landing plane. They gave it to me for my 50th birthday. They gave me all this stuff. I guess I had to fly it. So when I flew it, I was just like, did they actually build first time I go out to fly that again from high school. I had to take 30. And so we started flying guys and just had
They're setting up all the trophies here. The fly-off should be over with in a half an hour or so. Give out the trophies. People watching the fly-off.
Oh, it's your turn. Oh. Oh. He was stuck with your chair for a while.
I was keeping it warm. I told him from the minute I saw it, he was so proud. I'm hoping he forgets the one over there. Nobody said that. Actually, you said you got these for your
Farrell. Second official.
Oh my God!
Came home.
Uh-oh.
All of a sudden, he goes back to the station.
few drops of rain and some funny air came through here on Kevin's flight. Like Kevin's the father, Paul's the son. They've had their matching yellow outfits on. A very proud dad, I'm sure.
You hold them down and get them drunk. I flew there in 2004. It wasn't fun over
Brett Bucks, the second official.
Bingo, it's gone. I almost had that one, you know?
So anyway, I got some good pictures and everything of them. And a lot of things all irradiated stuff. So I had to use great big long tongs to pick up this little thing. It's like a squirty. You know, you etch it from both sides until it pops. So you poke a hole in it. And these things are actually important.
It's cut way back down.
And so I'm doing all this stuff now, and I pick this thing up, bing!
Now I gotta find it.
And I'm looking over, and I'm looking by myself. got a bike. And I'm looking around the counter, you know? Oh, there it is. Pick it up.
Paul Farrell's third official. Doran, can you get that? All right, Paul.
Get the hat.
Hey! Woo! Somebody lost the hat down there? Somebody lost the hat.
I thought he was going to hit the hat.
Okay, Ryan's third flight coming up.
Ryan is flying well.
Yep.
I'm impressed. How old is Ryan?
I'm not sure.
They don't have that much fun. You know, they sit at the table and they don't stay like yeah, and there's a little bit of bragging going on.
Let's get a little pan here, see all the people watching. We still have about, I counted about 20 people watching. A lot of times when it gets late into the day like this, there's only a few people left out here in the baking sun. We're going home with plenty of good memories from this Nats. This was a good one. So what are you working on, Doran? Let me see you doing.
This is like a protection flap. Back inside we create like a lid. So I think this part of the mold is going to stay back on the lower side of the mold. Right? So I can join them together to have this lid in there. Also I can build in the pockets for this. And also I can build the pockets for the flap. Okay. Right there, it's built. And I was wondering, the biggest issue I have with it, you have to give two pieces small, lower piece, and another piece on top to assemble together. Because otherwise you cannot release it. So I'm planning to mold inside like this. And after the part is sealed, just release this back. But now I have two sockets there, everything is built, not so limited to glue it. Just like,
Good moves. Air's getting a little buffety now as we come up on about, let's see where the time is. It's a little after 12. And we should be coming up on the end of the Walker Fly-Off and then do the trophy presentation next. There's your audience for Walker Cup. I'm always surprised that so few people stay to watch the fly-off. As they're getting ready to set up the awards and the photo shoot. Beautiful trophy to Walker Cup. I believe, but I'm not sure, was once rebuilt by Al Raby. Of course, the champagne. Possibly the bucket of water for Brett. We don't know yet if he's gonna be a victim or not. We haven't decided yet. This is really neat, the little Nobler. Where's your name on here, Kent? On there, I know that. There you are. Kent Tyser, Mike Scott, Del Berry, Orestes, who's now in the Walker Fly-Off, Kenny Stevens, the top flyer, Chris Rudd, Steve Starr. Matt Gifford, Mike Pratt.
Why don't we take care of the junior, senior, and Walker Cup awards, and then we'll do that the open finalist picture, and go from there.
Sometimes the road up there, but it's tough.
I got all flights, so don't grab ferry up.
This is the part Grandpa's supposed to do. Hey! Hey, get back here. Wipe it off, you're being immortalized.
Sean, we got a trophy for you here.
This is
flying up, he said.
No, I feel like at the bottom.
The sad part when I got it
Started 83.
was, I guess, only had this.
Keep forward, wait.
Yeah, you better not keep
Hey, Hey, Bill.
Ryan,
He made me go over and look at the scoreboard.
Ryan,
He's pretty good.
picture, sir.
Kid's got a pretty good front end.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations there, young man.
Listen, Tony's excited. He's never done this before. Y'all older ones, we have to teach him a lot.
Ryan Young, junior trophy winner, award our junior national champion.
Yay, Ryan. Gwen,
Okay,
you can sit it down in front of you if you want to.
here we go.
Hold on, Ryan. snot nose.
Phil, I'll get one with you.
Yeah, I told you so.
All right. Okay. Ready to go. All right. Yep. I'm proud of you, Bill. You're not happy now. If this ride home is a long ride, you better go get a life.
Yeah. Let's see.
Paul.
Farrell.
All right.
That's the senior winner, Paul Farrell.
Hold on, Bill.
He's flying a Cardinal. It's a profile Cardinal.
Hang on, Walker.
Ryan's actually flying up to the
Can you not stand in front of the Walker Cup?
Can you guys move to the right? Hey guys, can you move?
Warren, move away from the Walker Cup, so it's out of the photo. Move away from the Walker Cup.
There you go.
We got these professional photographers here.
This is for the Macy's catalog.
Maybe not for the Abercrombie and Fitch though, right?
Bloomingdale's?
There's some, I haven't seen it, but I understand there's some
Ain't done yet.
outfit, one that's pretty risque for junior high and high school girls and things. I keep hearing about it. I don't go to those places, but it's one of those.
Don't worry about it.
It's one of those.
Email you.
You know what I was talking about when I was a teacher.
Right
The
out with
girls
first
were
place.
talking
It's
about
tough to follow. Yes. And our Open National Champion and Walker Trophy winner, Brett Puck.
Odds-on favorite.
This thing's heavy.
Hang on, I'll put you on speaker. You're new to this, aren't you?
You get to take home that steamer trunk.
Can we get some of just back?
Everybody got it?
Can we get one of just Brett?
Oh, I know.
All right.
I'm going to globe in front of my face just to help you out.
No, I meant with the cup.
The trophy. What he meant to say is without me. Oh, that makes more sense. Yes, I am.
Thank you, Warren.
Uh-oh. Now, there's a long-standing tradition here.
There's two traditions.
That's even higher than some of the bottoms I've seen this week. Congratulations. Holy cow! Let's give the senior and junior a taste. Hey, take it, Ryan.
He's a Rutherford.
Must be related to Rutherford, right?
There you
There you
go.
go.
Just a taste.
Oh, you can finish it now.
You're going to pass too?
Oh, then they get to wear it.
That's fine.
They get to wear it.
Oh, champagne. I mean, if you drink this, you'll never have another drink in your life. You don't have to. That's okay. Good.
Don't you get a top it on them?
They don't get to wear it.
They got to at least stay.
You gotta at least wear it.
They're not going to drink it. They can wear it.
Yeah, you drank too much, Brett.
Let's have all three together.
You still new to this?
Let's have all three together.
Excuse me, Ron Morgan, he directs the whole smash. So you talk about somebody that works hard. Ron,
Hey, Ryan. Ryan.
Better weather this year had passed. I think we did a little bit better. Every year, the last several years, I've took it upon myself to come up with a unique situation where I can acknowledge the people who were the event directors for all of the different events at the Nationals. Warren has done this for many, many years and done an extremely good job. We're very pleased with what he's done. And I have this certificate of appreciation and acknowledgement for his service to the AMA for 2006 Director of the Precision Aerobatics here at Muncie for the Nationals.
Yeah.
Bravo. Place on the wall in Phoenix here in Tucson for this. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And you deserve it.
Say what you will. The reason this thing works is not just me. It's about 30 people in addition to myself. Shireen, people get credit for, I've been doing this 11 years. Shireen has done it, I think, right at 30. So, and she's the lady who makes the thing work. And all other people, we got some new judges this year, which I think did a heck of a job. I didn't hear a single grouse about the judging, although there probably were some. The grass field, we're going to do better next year, so we'll keep trying to make it better. The weather cooperates, we'll get her done. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's have the 3 flyers and their trophies.
Just
stand behind them.
With their airplane.
Stand behind them. Okay, yeah, get your airplane.
Get your airplanes too.
Yeah, they're new
Good
at this,
idea, Al.
Make sure I get one of Ron with Warren and all, because I told Steve I'd send that so I can make sure he gets it in stuff. What kind of power? So I can get
Hold them up.
Hold them up.
Hold them up above you.
Yeah, just
You're
hold
new
them
to
up.
this, Buck, I know. Well, I'll have practice. I'll have to practice.
Move in just a bit.
And
Somebody's-
Carol's new to it too. Hold on. Y'all got to point the tails the same direction.
No, Ryan. Yeah, there you go. Now they're all the
Yeah,
same.
Ryan's correct.
See,
Ryan.
Ryan knew
All
what
right.
to do.
Sign in a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had practice earlier this week.
Okay, pretend you're having
Come on,
a good
Ryan,
time.
smile.
Hello.
Must be a crazy
Take off your sunglasses a second.
Oh yeah, take off your sun.
So we'll know who you are.
Put it behind you. Yeah.
There we go. There you go.
Hold that plane right.
All right, boy in a plane pose.
Hang on, guys. One more.
Shall we? I'll let it bite.
All right, for me.
The bug will just die.
That's because it's Mean Gene.
Oh yeah, I got him.
Oh,
But he took a little away from me.
He looks
Well, I would think so.
Right, we
I got it all down my back.
We got 2 more models in there.
Okay, now let's have everybody in.
Yeah.
Everybody add.
Okay, everybody.
like everybody?
Erastus, Ted, Wendy,
All right, Wendy. Flyers.
Derek.
Winifred, grab the airplane.
We want to do pictures now?
Yeah.
Pictures, top 5?
Yep.
Thanks, Kurt.
You're going to have a wet ass when you get up. That's nothing new, right?
That way all.
And I don't have any balloons with me.
I know. Don't give me any ideas.
Shut up, Daryl.
Well, no, they'll say, no, your job's over. Then
Water's gone?
I have to go check.
Yeah, you just keep thinking.
Especially with his butt there.
That's just okay. I got champagne down my back.
Paul, stick your hat back a little bit.
Big shots, kneel down in front.
Yeah, that's better.
This must be pop now.
Yeah. You can't tell, huh?
Back
No,
row.
not at all.
Back row, step to your right. Step to your right.
Ted,
You're
that
lucky
way.
guess, huh?
Keep going.
He doesn't know right from left, and he doesn't know hourglass
Keep
from
go-
pattern.
Yeah.
Keep going to the right more.
Okay, good.
Good.
I thought you
All
had
right.
practice at this, Ted.
Usually kneeling in front.
You wish.
Hey, Wendy, there's way too much glare coming from your airplane.
He says thank you.
Hold it still, Wendy.
A little $100 good paper will take care of that. Oh, look at this going off my head.
Let me go get my 220.
Hold up a second, hold up.
No, it's going to go. It's never
Picture of Mike chasing the car.
Hey, get it, Mike.
Watch the Bell Zero.
Okay. Is that enough?
We're going to grab lunch at 12th Street.
I may not be in there, but they should be.
Let's see what's going on with Bale.
Whoa, careful. Jeez. All right, I'll see you tonight. You're going to the banquet, right?
No,
you're not
we're out of
taking
here.
off?
We're headed
All right,
to
man.
Jackson.
Good seeing you. Nice seeing you again.
Nice seeing you
Yeah.
again.
All right, hopefully see you in Michigan sometime. I know you're going up for a
That's where I'm going now.
Okay.
For a quick trip.
Yeah.
Now, where are you at?
We're
Detroit?
up in West Bloomfield, north of like Pontiac.
Oh, okay.
Not too far.
So of course, congratulations to all the winners, and the winner of the Walker Cup, Brett Buck, and the birds that fledged. Now, if you could imagine, as we walked out of the pavilion, I'm out of breath from running around. As we walked out, I looked up into the nest and it was empty. All the baby birds had fledged. They've all been flying. Guys are down here flying Dynajets. It was great seeing all our friends again, John Cafaro, and now it's time to start thinking about the thing we always think about, that wonderful 12-hour ride home. And I don't think there'll be a problem. The weather's supposed to be good, but you never can tell. And I hope you've enjoyed the video presentation and maybe a minute or so of what we're doing on the ride home. And those baby birds. Oh, Bruce, one landed on Bruce Hunt's shoulder. Gene Martin has pictures of it. Can you imagine? We love that. Nice little side note to a great week. Okay, looks like the weather's holding up. Welcome to Ohio. As long as we don't get any rain, we should have a very uneventful trip, I hope.
But here,
Beautiful downtown Columbus as we come into Columbus.
Of what the national government could do to advance the economic, intellectual, and cultural well-being.
Seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In that small cafe, that park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut trees, the wishing well. I'll be
Notice who went to Virgin Islands?
Oh yeah.
And Buffalo.
Oh yes.
There's Hacks. at the end of the tape. We're going to pick up Rich Oliver on his second official. Rich flies in the wind all the time, so he's got a pretty good setup going here. I don't know how much of this stuff we didn't get. I don't know if we got Bob Gieske, who fell down in the flight. Frank had some really bad air and had to bail out of one of them. I think the overhead 8. Gotta look at this tape. This is going to be a priceless tape years from now. Coming up on the end of the tape, so we've already got another tape ready whenever this runs out. There's a few flights left, and of course they still haven't determined who's in the top 5. But it's really like a junkyard wars more than a fly-off. Frank McMillan on a practice flight here. Now what we were doing on that last flight, if you noticed, Kent went over and shot some video. We had de-pitched the prop way down below what we normally do, just to see how far we could go, and we were getting 6-0 laps. That was just a little too slow for to be realistic here. Frank, of course, coming off a second place win, his best finish ever last year. In a good spot to be the favorite here, I guess. This early in the week, though, everybody's still testing props and tank shims and wheel pant locations and yada yada you. And you can see the field is filling out now. Everybody's oogling the planes. Hemstroth's looking to put a scratch in the competition. Sensing victory, he goes and kicks the competition's rudder off. This man is worshiping Bob McDonald's plane. He's on his knees, bowing to the great Bob McDonald. Boy, Bob, nobody worships me. Man, they don't do that by my plane. What's well he should. As well he should. All the hero worshippers are at large. Pretty twisted here. Real pretty. John Benzig's Cardinal.
Well, the flaps of the Mustang, they hang down and they hit the sun more. Okay. And it turns yellow. So how'd you do that? It wasn't easy. I
He didn't read the directions, John. He didn't read the directions.
No, he done that on purpose. Good. But he says secret.
It's secret.
Did you?
Secret.
No, I don't know. Well, I barely made it.
If he wins the concourse, we're going to pour dope on the thing and make it all crooked, too.
More clear went on laps.
Ah, he just can't take a joke.
I did the graphics on the computer and I gave it to my artist.
Randy Smith oogling up our talent here. How much money you got in your wallet, Randy? Take out your wallet. He gets younger looking as soon as he pops that $1,000 he carries with him.
My wallet's missing.
Have you been properly introduced? Now he's in the same business I am, except he doesn't have you. Now you could auction yourself off, but
Hey, highest bidder.
here we go. His face, my face. His face, John's face. John, you win.
I think he'd win. He got his own airplane.
You can take a picture with his plane and he might go on his website. And you can collect the same money from him that you got from us. Wow, that's double. That's double. Thinking of pension. Yeah, you will too.
And always have. It's the story of, it's the glory of love.
Some of the things I think of on a ride home like this, when Derek Berry was younger. Just, Derek, you were a handsome dude wearing your Windy t-shirt. I'm impressed. I think it is E-Tron and the Typhoon. Just things on a ride home, just make that trip. All those appearance judgings, some of those flights in the wind, makes a 12-hour trip go by quickly.
All day through. The children's carousel. The
All of those fly-offs.
the wish that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. And when the night is new, I'll be
Anyway, it's become a good trip home, and we had plenty to think of on the ride home. And it was funny talking to Rich Oliver on the ride home. He was already designing next year's plane, which I guess we all are. And in that vein, before this tape ends, we're going to give you a little sneak peek as to what we're trying to think of for next year. And maybe you're not a video subscriber, and maybe you will be. Maybe you should be.
I'll be seeing you in every lovely
To advance the economic, intellectual, and cultural well-being of the...
And of course, as we cross into West Virginia, we're a little less than halfway home, and the weather's holding up fine, and we're already dreaming about the next Enzo. Look at this, here's a cop. I wonder if he knows I'm videotaping. I usually don't like it when you videotape their police cars when you're driving. The Great Wheeling Tunnel. West Virginia. There's somebody towing an old car up here. Oop, something's going on the other side of the road. Expect delays. Oh, just what I want to know. Oh, we're coming up on the middle of the trip, and I always like to get some footage of this railroad bridge here. There's a real cool thing where it goes down into where they dump coal cars. I guess you're not going to be able to see it. Like a trestle. Obsolete, it looks like. Maybe not. I don't know. You can't tell. Always pretty cool, though. And we're about at the midpoint of the trip. And it just been as peaceful as can be. Oh, there must be a breeze out there, Carol. Look, all the windmills are really turning.
Oh yeah.
They're really cranking them up. Remember that valley out in California that had thousands of these things?
Palm Springs.
Palm Springs.
Just north of Palm Springs.
That was, look at the sun is shining on one of them. That's pretty neat. I wonder how those
So interesting looking, aren't they?
Yeah, I wonder how those fledgies are doing. I'll be thinking about those fledgies on the way home here. I wonder if they're ready to go take their place in the real world. Check this out. On the way home, we get passed by Sparky and his truck. Sparky's headed out to the Nats in his Harley mobile here. Check it out. Unbelievable. We're into the tunnels already, just before nightfall. What a ride. It is just such a nice scenic ride through Pennsylvania here. This is one of the nicest parts of the ride. Almost looks like the hills of a model railroad. Look at the sun shining off of the sign for the Tuscadora Mountain Tunnel. The sun is right in the right spot, shining right on it. Tuscadora. Scuderia Tuscadora. Just hard to believe we're one more year older, one more trip through the tunnels. Unbelievable. The Blue Mountain Tunnel, the last of the tunnels. Must mean we're getting within 3 hours of home. Well, what an appropriate song after Benny and the Jets Rodriguez and his 27 closest friends showing up from Brazil. What a way to end the trip with Benny and the Jets. Unbelievable. Unbelievable Nats. And by now those little fledgies are probably going on cross-country trips. Back home at last with the Empire State Building glowing in the background. Such a good thing to be home.
Well, if you're like me and love this weather.
Yeah. After all, when Geico gives you the same great service as the other guys and could save you hundreds on your car insurance.
It's good to be home. Oh, it looks like we had a little storm. There's a lot of branches down in the yard. Now, once we're home, the first thing I always like to do is I always think of different things on the trip, that things that I remember from this Nats while it's fresh in my mind. Some of the things I thought impressed me a lot were how good Rich Oliver's plane handled the really rough conditions. Actually, how well the most of the planes did. Aircraft design and power plants have come a long way in the last 10 years or so. And I think it's safe to say we've all learned something, but now it's time to put it into a new package. And it was this time last year, John Cafaro sent me a sketch of what he thought would be a cool plane. Kind of a Ferrari plane. And because this is his Ferrari, by the way, I thought I'd even try to draw some more inspiration from John and from Les Demet before I make any final plans for my new plane. John's son, and this is in front of John Brodak's house. Now, when you work with somebody else on a joint project, in this case, we had exchanged hundreds of emails, hundreds of little gifts and presents, and you really develop what I think is a really nice relationship. In this case, John and I have become what I hope is lifelong friends, and he'll benefit from our relationship, and I hope he'll keep sending me pictures of his different inspirational ideas for planes, a lot of them based on Ferraris or on cars. For anybody who doesn't realize or know, John works in the design department of GM for the Corvettes. So he's quite a talented guy, and we love to share information, videos, time, tape, whatever. And this time last year, right after last year's Nats, before I had even thought of the Testarossa, my head was spinning, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do, what direction I was going to take that part of my life in. But the Ferrari added a nice dimension, a nice chapter for my life, a chapter that might not really be over yet. And what surprised me more than I can ever relay conveniently is just how many people came up to myself at Brodax and in Texas and at the Nats and said, wow, that's a unique airplane. And one of the things I like, and it's only my personal thing, I don't fly the same plane every year at the Nats as many of our champions do. It's certainly an asset to just build the same plane every year, paint it the same, and maybe establish in a judge's mind some kind of a niche or a trademark. But I think the trademark I like to leave is that every year is a new surprise, something different. And each one of these planes has to be developed from the ground up. All of the bombers, the Typhoon, the big four-stroke, all of the planes in the Spitfire, elliptical wings, and of course the Testarossa with the Dave Midgley carbon wing. All of this is a tremendous effort, as opposed to just building, in my case, it probably would be Stragers or Cardinals or something over and over and over. I'm sure if the ultimate goal of everything we do is just to fill up a shelf with trophies or put your name on other trophies, well, then I'm taking a long way to Grandma's. But it's an exciting way, and it's a way where I get to interact with some of the people I've really become lifelong friends with. Now, this is John's preliminary sketch, some ideas to mull over here. And as always, everything John does in these concept sketches, Les looks at them, I look at them, and then we start sketching, and we're about 2 months away from actually cutting some wood. Now, I personally was really happy to see Kevin Farrell getting some good flights out of his Brodak Cardinal. I can't thank John enough for bringing that to market. That's become the single most popular kit on the market right now, by a big amount too, by almost double. And one of the things now with the ARFs and ARCs adding into that, but what it does, it gets a lot of the younger people that really aren't going to build a Testarossa or a B-25. It gets them something in their hands that they can use and hopefully develop a lifelong commitment to the sport that we love. And it's in these young people that, in a kind of a funny way, I see myself. I remember being 15 and 16 and just wanting nothing more on Saturday morning to get up and get on my bicycle and get down to the flying field and see who was flying and who wasn't. And God, if it was a rainy day and nobody was there, it'd be the biggest disappointment in the world. And to be honest, I never really planned it that way, but from 7 years old till now, and we're looking at 53 years, going to be going on 54 next month. The sport of model aviation has been one of the things that's given me a set of friends worldwide, given me an understanding of how people live and what they share, how they enjoy sharing it, what they enjoy, and how to be a good friend and how to help people. It's taught me a lot personally. And it's no secret, as my stunt career gets nearer and nearer to the end, it's the younger people, the Mike Kellys, the Ryan Youngs, John Cafaro's son. It's these guys that'll have to we're just going to hand them the football and hope they can carry on the tradition, because I think it's a good one. I think it's something I've enjoyed documenting and preserving for generations to come. And I think in a special way, I've done a good job and made it that a lot of people can look back and see how we were all of these years that we were involved in the sport that we love so much. And so the question is, as always, what's coming next? Well, we know one thing for sure. We're going to have another build-a-thon up by Dave Midgley's. We don't want to change the wing in the plane at all. That wing is, I think, the straightest, lightest, easiest to buff out, best wing I've ever had in any plane. And I certainly want to build on that. But I have several ideas, things that I've thought about. And I just want to run some of these by you, because we don't know at this point in time which one of them is going to come true. But the more ideas we have, the better. And of course it was the Testarossa team that made this whole effort possible. Something that a year ago I could have never imagined that would be this successful and that we'd have this much fun. And all of the sketching Les did and all of the phone calls and things to finally bring it into the top 5 at the Nats just made it really special. And I want to first of all thank all of the people. And even though I've inadvertently left Bob Brookins' name off of the plane, maybe next year, Bob. Now the question that I get all the time is, what happened to the Twins? We want to fly the Twins, we want to see more Twins. Well, that may be coming, maybe not. I have time between now and when the flying season ends to certainly do some work with my counter-rotating props that Doran Morisano made. I have the counter-rotating motor for both of these planes. I have 2 counter-rotating 40s and a bunch of props that Doran made. And depending on how our personal things in our life that we have no control over. See, right now we're right in the middle right now of negotiating for selling some of our rental property, which will free up a lot of our time, give us a lot more time to be in the shop in the future and be answering the phone. But right now we're really behind the 8 ball here. In fact, we haven't even considered going flying probably for another week until we tie up a lot of loose ends. Joe Adamusco has graciously offered me a set of plans to his Seafire, and when I flew his Seafire, boy, I hope I live long enough to have one of everything. And his Seafire certainly would be one of the ones I'd really like to have. And that idea has been on my mind for quite a while. In fact, when we go up to Hampton, I think we're going to take the Spitfire, because I'd like to get a lot of other people to get some flights on it. Some of the other people, last year we took Miss Ashley up and maybe had 15-20 people fly it, including Dave. This year I think we'll be taking up the Spitfire. And then there's the project that I've been waiting a long time to decide if I really want to pull this off, but it looks like I may have the opportunity this year. I still have 1 quart of the original candy apple red paint, and one of the things Dave has this plane, which is now it's actually 20 years old exactly. He's in the middle of refinishing it. We're going to see it when we're up in Hampton, but I had often thought this would be a good plane to make a nostalgic copy of. Try to replicate it, and in this case, it'd be a good plane if we decide we're going to make a plane from scratch for a Rojet 90. We already have the motor, of course. We just don't have a plane to put it in yet. And that's a thought for the future. But there's a lot of thoughts. And I guess that's what makes it the most, it holds your interest forever. You're never finished, you're never done. I guess even for Brett Buck, you win the Walker Cup, and what do you want? You want to come win it again. It never ends. Now another plane I'd like to replicate, and I've been thinking about this, but replicate it with a Midgley carbon wing. Make a copy of what Midgley called my Toxic Avenger. Busso called it the Toxic Avenger, that we got 2nd place at the Nats with. And that was our first, that was 1991, the first one of the Midgley Artnowski tune pipes. Mike Kajeski, believe it or not, 20 years later, 18 years later, is still using that exact pipe. And speaking of tune pipes, since 1991, of course, and actually it's the late 80s, we've really made a lot of these pipes. I'm still able to make almost any custom shape for a lot of custom planes. We have some of the Testarossa ones that we've been testing, twin stingers, a lot of them that have come out with twin stingers. Sparky has one now. We're going to see if he has any luck with it, but we're able to make them with the stinger in pretty much any place we want. We have 7 different mandrels, and we can make any size from really from 40 right up to including the Rojet 77 PA 65 ones. Now it's really hard for me to believe that from this model car, we actually use this. Oh, so many times Les would look at this and then go over and change the outline or something, and we really enjoyed it. I can't even figure out how to open this up anymore. This was some special little thing. Now, John Cafaro sent this last year. Look at this, he even got a spare tire. But anyway, we use this. This was, again, what I'm alluding to is that you have to have a picture in your mind of what you want. Now, if you want a Cardinal or an Impact or a Trivial Pursuit, that's easy. Just go buy a set of plans. But a lot of people want something unique, something different. A lot of people just don't want a Honda or a Suzuki, they want a Ducati. Well, or in the case of cars, the million exotic cars that are available. Well, from our choice, and with John Cafaro's help, this model alone was enough to inspire us and really egg us on. Now, but where do we go from here? That's always the question after the Nats, and here's the answer. Now, I already thought, how can I incorporate this into a stunt ship? I'm sure Les is going to figure out how to incorporate something like that in. Maybe some kind of a top block with a canopy, a different canopy shape. This is where I'll be spending the next couple of months just trying to come up with ideas. How cool that you can look in a glass. Wouldn't it be cool if you could make a clear plastic cowling that you could look in and see the Rojet bar stock in it? Maybe you could do it even, I don't know. But anyway, we have, with John Cafaro's help, with Les Demet's help, and with Rich Oliver, always on the cutting edge of, with Dubjet's help, developing these motor packages and making them so easy to use. The motor package we had this year was by far the easiest, friendliest motor package I've ever had. Yeah, I would say we're going to have plenty of inspiration for the next years, no matter which direction it goes in, and right now I like having all the choices. Wouldn't want to end the tape without saying, again, a special thanks to Dub and Donna, who've become what I hope and continue to be lifelong friends.
Light and gay. summer's day. In everything that's light and gay, I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is through, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you. On every tree there sits a bird, singing a song of love. On every tree there sits a bird, and every one I ever heard could break your heart without a word, singing a song of love. A song of love is a sad song. I Lily, I Lily, I know. A song of love is a song of woe. Don't ask me